3 Parfums de Marly fragrances that you've probably never heard of. Now, that's an exaggeration. Of course, you've heard of these, but these are not popular Parfums de Marly fragrances, and I think we need to talk about them. First one, Byerley. Now, this is a very smoky vetiver fragrance, different to anything Parfums de Marly have done before, and that's going to be a common theme with these 3 fragrances because they're so different to other things that Parfums de Marly have done. So Byerley opens up spicy with a nice cardamom note. You then have garlic wood and vetiver as well. They're the main 3 notes I get. Now, it's the garlic wood which is going to give this the smokiness. This smell is very interesting. It's niche. It's a niche smelling fragrance, which there aren't many from Parfums de Marly because they normally focus on the mass-pleasing fragrances, still high-quality fragrances, but fragrances more suited for everyone, that everyone's going to enjoy. This is not a fragrance that everybody is going to enjoy. This one smells a bit more mature. It smells quite professional. I wouldn't even know when to wear this particularly. I love the smell. I love the smokiness you get from here, and it smells different to any fragrance I've tried before. I've got quite a few vetiver fragrances in my collection, but none that add this really cool, spicy smokiness. So for that, I think it's awesome. I just don't know the best time to wear it. For me, it's a mature man, someone who has their life together maybe, and someone who's outside, perhaps going to a party in the garden or an outdoor event. That's when I think this would work well. It sort of smells quite outdoorsy, and it just smells like something very classy and sophisticated. But I certainly would recommend checking this out just because it's such a different fragrance from Parfums de Marly. Now, number 2 is Godolphin. This is the gold bottle. It looks on camera sometimes like Pegasus, like the silver bottle. This is the gold one, and this is a leather-based fragrance. So Parfums de Marly do not do leather in any of their other fragrances that I'm aware of. So this is very unique and different to them. But this does smell similar to some Tom Ford leather fragrances that I've got in my collection already, to Tuscan leather and to ombre leather. So in that case, I don't wear this that often because I think Tuscan leather and ombre leather are the best 2 leather fragrances I've got in my collection. Ombre leather is the one that I would advise you to buy simply because Tuscan leather is not that much better than ombre leather that you need to pay at least double the price. Also, ombre leather I think is better than Godolphin. Not saying that this is a bad fragrance. It's actually a really nice leather fragrance, but ombre leather is still my favorite leather fragrance, so I just don't reach for this. But this is very sweet leather. So it's not exactly the same as ombre leather or Tuscan leather. It has its own style. It's very sweet. You've got some white florals like jasmine in here, and it's sort of like sweet notes mixed with white florals with leather. It's really easy to wear, actually. It's a leather fragrance that is easy to wear, smells expensive, smells classy, and it does smell rich. So if you like leather fragrances and you've tried Tom Ford's ombre leather or Tuscan leather and love it, give this a try from Parfums de Marly because I think it's great. I just don't reach for it that often. And the third and final one, this is a complex fragrance and one I can't make head or tail of, to be honest. This is PDM Kalan in the red bottle. Now, this one you may have read about. It's a divisive fragrance that either some people seem to love or hate, and I go through changes with this. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I just do not understand it and I don't know when to wear it. But it's a peculiar fragrance, and it's very hard to describe how it smells because it smells different every time I try it. It seems if I spray it on my skin, it smells different to the test strip. And it smells different on other people as well. But ultimately, it's very spicy, it's peppery, has a very prominent blood orange note. You have some mosses in here as well. Sometimes it can smell quite green-like, and sometimes it can smell earthy, but sometimes it's fruity, spicy, airy. It can also smell sweet, like cotton candy. I get that sensation from it sometimes, but it's very peculiar. And like Byerley, it's very niche smelling. So they don't smell this. They don't even smell nearly the same. What I mean is they both smell like niche fragrances. Parfums de Marly typically do the easy fragrances. Layton, Herod, Kalan, they're lovely, they're great, but they're easy to wear. These ones are not easy to wear. These are challenging, and they are going to smell more niche quality, and that's probably why they're not spoken about anywhere near as the other fragrances in the Parfums de Marly collection. But Kalan is certainly very interesting. It's really strong, actually. It lasts a very long time. The projection is great, and I think this is one of those fragrances that smell better in the air. So the sillage and the projection are going to smell better than if you're just smelling on a test strip or if you spray it on your skin and you're smelling up close. It's one of those fragrances that smell better in the air, and it's quite an airy fragrance. So similar to Baccarat Rouge 540, if you know that fragrance, it's quite an airy fragrance. This has similar qualities, but I would recommend checking it out. But please buy a sample first because it's so divisive. Don't blind buy it unless you are very brave. Well, where can you try samples of these fragrances? Well, if you go on my website, visionaryfragrances.com, we ship to the UK, from the UK and the EU from the EU. So let me know, have you tried any of these 3 fragrances and what are your thoughts?